Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. I love Fridays. I love them. Even now, when every day is a Friday, kind of, still, Fridays are Fridays. They're great. So happy Friday. It is April 24th, I think. Yes, April 24th. Who knows? They all run together. But anyway, happy Friday. So, I have a kind of a terrible story to tell you today. Another one where I was really awful. But I had a request actually from a former student who begged me to tell this story. So this is for her, and it's a really good one though. So friends, when I was in college, I worked over the summers at the student affairs office and student affairs and activities, and it was a good job. I liked it because I got to meet a lot of people, and I also liked it because I was able to stay on campus and work on writing, and I love to write, so I was working on my writing a lot. So what I would do is I would get up early and I would go to work, and I would work on my poetry in the morning before my boss got there. So I had to be there by like at 9. So I would go at 8 and I'd work on my writing for like an hour. And then my boss would come in and I would start working on all the stuff for the office that I was working in. So anyway, one Friday, and it was a Friday, I remember, I got all dressed up, and I can't remember why, but I was like dressed in a brand new skirt and a shirt and these little flats, and I looked so cute. And I really loved my new outfit, and I felt very proud of it. And I didn't go in early that day, and when I did get to work, though, my boss was there, and she was there a little bit early, which was a little weird, and she was sitting at her desk with this, like, weird look on her face, and she said, so just so you know, I deleted all of the stuff you were doing on your computer during work time. And I go, what? And she goes, yeah, all that poetry that you wrote while you were supposed to be working, well, I deleted it all. And I was like, okay, first of all, I didn't do that on work time. I did it on my time. That's not your computer. It's a school computer, and you're a jerk. But I didn't say she was a jerk, but she was a jerk. But it gets worse. So then after that, she goes, well, it doesn't matter. I have something else I need you to work on today anyway. And I was like, okay, well, all right. So like what? And she goes, well, I need you to paint my apartment. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, my husband and I are moving into this apartment up in on another dorm. We're like going to live up there in this apartment, and I really want it painted before we have to move in tomorrow. We're moving everything in tomorrow. And I was like, well, like I can't like paint your apartment. She's like, no, you're going to paint my apartment. And I was like, I go, well, okay, I can help you, I guess. I'm going to go I got to go change though. Like, these are new clothes. And she's like, no, there's no time for that. We need to go right now. So we went up there, and I don't know why I didn't listen. As I said, I've always had trouble sticking up for myself. But I listened and went with her in my brand new clothes and went up there, and there was another girl there to help me. And she had all the paint and everything ready. And she's like, here, I'm going to come back and check on you guys at like noon. So we started painting, and which is insane. And of course, I got paint all over my new clothes. And we were working really fast trying to get it done. And she basically come in and said, okay, I want the kitchen blue. I want the living room yellow. I want this room this color. Here you go. Get to work. So my friend was working on the living room and I was working on the kitchen. And at about like an hour or two later, sure enough, in comes this, my boss. And she's like, oh no, I really don't like this blue in the kitchen. I changed my mind. I want it to be yellow. And I was like, okay, well, I can't, it's wet paint. Like, it's not gonna, you can't just paint over wet paint. And she's like, you can if you do a bunch of coats. And I was like, what? So I tried, but it was a hot mess and it looked so bad. And she came back at lunch, like she said, and she was so angry with me. And she's like, you're messing it all up. It looks terrible. Blah, blah, blah. Just forget it. Just go do the bedroom. I can't believe you messed this up. God, you must be so stupid. And I was so angry, and my shoulders and arms hurt so bad from painting. And I was so mad. It was so unfair, and I was so furious. And I went into the bedroom and to paint the bedroom, and I kind of lost it big time. And I found this can of fluorescent pink paint, and I don't think it was supposed to be in there. There were some other cans of paint that were maintenance paint, and they were in this one closet. And I took the fluorescent pink paint out, and I started painting the bedroom with it, even though she wanted the bedroom like blue or something. I lost my mind and like freaked out and painted the whole bedroom fluorescent pink. But I was so angry that I like started painting everything. So I painted like the doors, I painted the doorknobs, I painted the radiator, I painted over the electrical outlets, like painted over them. Then I painted the glass on the window. I mean, I freaked out big time. I was so angry. And I was working so fast because I was like, oh my God, if she catches me, I'm dead and I won't be able to finish it. So I was painting as fast as I could, and the other girl came in and she goes, oh my God, we're dead. She's going to kill us. She's going to kill us. And I was like, I don't care. I'm so angry. I'm so mad about the kitchen thing. I'm so mad that we're even here doing this. I've ruined my clothes. Like, she's such a jerk. I hate her. I'm so mad at her. And so I freaked out. And then right as I was finishing and I was like still like frantically trying to paint everything in the room hot pink, the boss came in and she goes, what did you do? And she started to cry and I was like, good. And I said, I quit. And I threw down my paintbrush and I walked out of there and I never went back. And I have never felt so good in my life. It was the best revenge ever. And it's probably a terrible, mean thing to do. I probably should have used my words. I probably should have just refused, or I probably should have just quit my job like that morning. But I don't know what possessed me to A, just go along with it, but also B, to like do something so terrible. But like, I just lost it. I was so mad. So yeah. So that's my story for Friday, because it was on a Friday. And I remember because I thought, during the weekend, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to wake up and go there on Monday. Like, it's just over. So, woohoo! So there's my happy Friday story. So, it's not a very nice thing that I did, is it? It's just not. It's not. But see, kids love these stories. That's why I tell you all these stories, because you don't like the stories like that where I'm like following the rules all the time and I'm good, which I am most of the time. But this was a favorite, and one of my students from a couple years ago asked for it. So there you go. So for writing today, friends, you could write about a time you painted something nicely or not, or like you could write about a time you got revenge on someone. Even if it was a bad choice, we all make bad choices. That doesn't make us bad people. Love you. Have a great Friday.